Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. Super excited to be here tonight. Um, give you a few minutes to come on. Give you a few minutes to come on. Come on in, come on in. This is Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. You see what the title of this live feed is. Come on. You see what the title of this live feed is. What will it take? What will it take? What will it take for what? What will it take for what? The question is, what would it take for you to take action? What will it take for you to take the very next step? The very next step. You don't have to know the next 10 steps. You don't have to know the you don't even have to really know exactly where you're going for the next step. You do need to have a destination in mind. But see, a lot of times we think that, I'm going to stop the music. A lot of times we think that we have to know every detail of the next step of the route, because see, we can get distracted. We can get distracted on detours. So when we think that we have the exact path, we have the exact direction, and when we get thrown off with a detour, our whole world is interrupted. But we don't have to, this is the goal. The end goal is to get to the end. The end goal is to make it to the end. That's the end goal. The end goal is not to have to know every step before we start, because some steps may change along the way. It's called process. And sometimes our plans don't go as planned. So sometimes our plans are interrupted. Sometimes plans have to be changed. But they don't have to stop us. When we're going somewhere physically, when we're driving and there's a detour, we don't have to turn around. We just have to go an alternative route. But we, in the end, can end up in the same place. But I think a lot of us in life, sometimes when we come to a crossroad, when we are faced with an interruption, when we're faced with a distraction, sometimes we feel like that's the end of us, that's the most of us, and therefore that our opportunity is over. But that's not true. You still have an opportunity to get to where you were going. You may have to go a different way, but getting there is still possible. Can I say that again? You may have to go another way, but getting there is still possible. A lot of us has stopped at the detour exit. That's not your destination. That's not the way you were intending to go. That is not your final resting place. You just got to go through there. Don't stay there. Go through there. You don't have to stay there. A lot of us are staying there when we are detoured. A lot of us are staying in the place that we are, where we are detoured. So um, we have to be mindful that when we start, we may have to go a different route. But that's not to discourage you. There could have been, There's some work that may need to be done. There's some things that may be being worked on. Something may have happened that is causing you to get off a track, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get to where you were going. You can still make it to your final destination by having a detour along the way. It may add a little extra time, but it's not the end of the world. And a lot of us, we are getting stuck in the detour and we're quitting right there. We feel like that is all over because I had to go a different way, because it didn't happen when I wanted it to happen, because it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. But sometimes we have to look at it as this or something better. It may be something better than what I had, but I it may be something better than what I had. So I have to be mindful that I may not get the thing that I want, but the thing that I wait on will be better than the thing that I was going after, because I made the choice to take the alternative route. A lot of times when we want to do things right then, we would do them prematurely. We would do them without all the details, without the experience. We would do it, half-heartedly. But when you make up in your mind that, I'm gonna put in my all, I'm gonna go all out, I'm gonna go full in, I'm gonna go full out, I'm gonna move this thing. I got to get this ball rolling. I gotta get this ball rolling. We gotta get at a point that we get uncomfortable with where we are. A lot of us are making our beds in dysfunction. Come on, y'all not talking to me. You quiet. A lot of us are making beds in dysfunction. Even with the mindset of thinking that I'm okay. I have everything that I need. I can pay my bills. I can put a little food on the table. I'm not outside. But how is it that we will be able to help others if we don't have anything extra? How is it that we will be able to help others when we are we're hand to mouth, we're robbing Peter to pay Paul, we're ducking and dodging, we won't answer our phones because we got all this other stuff going on? How is it that we're able to get out of that rut and get out of that dysfunction if we are not willing to put in any time? If we're not willing to go the alternative route, if we're not willing to stay and stick and to continue despite the detour that we said, well, you know what, I'm just gonna turn around because I can't go the way that I thought I was gonna be able to go. I can't go the way that I want to go. There's an alternative way for you to get there, but you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it, but we have to stop quitting prematurely, stop turning around because you're faced with an obstacle. A lot of people, they turn around when they're faced with an obstacle. An obstacle is an opportunity. It is an opportunity because with an obstacle, we can see things that we didn't see before. With an obstacle, we have opportunities that we didn't have before. It opened doors that we didn't go in before. All obstacles are not bad. All obstacles are not bad. It gives you open doors, it gives you opportunity, and it gives you options. It gives you options. You have options when you're faced with obstacles. It gives you options when it gives you opportunities when you're faced with obstacles, and it open up new doors. See, we get stuck on trying to go through one door, trying to do one thing, and when that one thing don't work, we lose our mind. But we can make it of assurance. We can make it of assurance that opportunities can come out of obstacles. Open doors can come out of obstacles. Obstacles. We have to look at it, not just the glass is half empty, but it's also half full. We can't just look at it that, is not working out. It can be working out because our timing is not his time and our ways are not his ways. So it may not have panned out the way we thought, the way we wanted it to. But whatever we need, we can get it. When you think about, even when it come down to finances, you would always have exactly what you need when you need it. And a lot of times we don't believe that. We feel like, well, if I'm going to always have what I need when I needed it, why I didn't have when I couldn't pay my bills? Why I didn't have when this happened or that happened? You would always have what you need when you need it. And when you believe that, your barrel will never run dry. Your barrel, you can keep on pulling from it and pulling from it and pulling from it. It would never run dry. It would never go empty because everything that you need, it already exists. You have to just you have to tap into how to get to it. So, what will it take for you to move in a different direction? What will it take for you to stop making excuses, to say that, going to, fin to, ought to, should do, want to, need to, and start just doing? When are you going to start doing? Stop making excuses. We know a lot of times we make some excuses instead of us just being honest with ourselves and do what we choose to do and not what other people think we should, but just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, be honest with other people, and go for it. Go for the gusto. Go for it. If you fail, that's okay. If you fall, that's okay. If you wrong, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can right wrongs. You can get up when you fall. And if you are not doing things right, there's still an opportunity. Opportunity, open doors, come out of obstacles. So look, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and get your dreams out of your head into your life. God bless you, and I pray that you have an amazing day. Good night.